Hello everybody, this is Sebastian Furtado and welcome to my channel. Today we'll be talking about Tonka Impériale from Guerlain from the L'Art et la Matière collection. Here I have two versions of it, but not really, two versions of a bottle. And here I also have a Tonka bean. I've been using this for grading, so for baking. So let me show you a full one. This is a real Tonka bean. I use it for baking mostly, or sometimes when I'm cooking something that's light flavor and I want to add this nutty, sweet, like bittersweet taste to it. So Tonka beans are these nutty things, beans. They come from the Amazon, I believe. This one I have I think it's from the Amazon forest. Don't know if it's Brazil, Colombia, Venezuela. This one doesn't say where exactly. So let me grate a little bit of this to taste it. I'll tell you what Tonka bean tastes like to me, and I'll see if I smell it in the perfume. And then I'll give you some more. Actually, there's no need to grate it because a little chunk of it just came out. Okay. First taste, it reminds me a lot of bean, like the beans you eat, like white bean, raw, but then there's a nuttiness, a sweetness that comes right after, accompanied by a bitterness. So it has that almondy kind of taste with a sweetness that it would associate with cherry or the seed of the apple seed. If you take apple seed and then you remove that black shell that protects the seed and you eat it, it tastes sweet and kind of cherry-ish. It has, to me, a similar flavor to this. So it is that the bitterness stays, so it's bitter, sweet, nutty, almondy kind of flavor. This bottle is from 2017 when my husband and I were in Paris, and those are his initials, and as you can see, that bottle has been quite loved. It's I would say there's 20 ml left in there of 125, and this is the bottle that we use to decant from this bottle, because unfortunately they did not give us the mini atomizer, travel atomizer to transfer this into, so I just bought this for him, so he could put this in. And this is a Tom Ford atomizer, if you're wondering, and this is how it, so I actually just refilled this because it was here, there wasn't a lot left. So this is how the atomizer works. It's from the bottle, you remove it from the bottle, and it's a magnetic cap. It's quite nice. It's quite a really nice atomizer. So this one he bought in Paris in 2017, and this is the brand new bottle for this collection. We've talked about it before. I think it's gorgeous. It's really beautiful. And one thing I must talk about this time is because the black thread around the neck, it's just a standard thread. If you do not choose to change it, because you can change. If you do not change, you do. Oh my God, speaking too fast. So the black thread like this is just the standard, in case you do not choose to. I'm meeting up my words again. Sorry. To customize the cap, because in store or even online they offer you the option to change. So when you change, they will of course change the thread to a silk thread, and it will not look like this. It will look like this. It will, the little metal clasp will look just like this. So it will have this little bit of leftover here too. So imagine this cap with a silver thread and the clasps just like this. That's what it looks like when you choose to customize it. I will put a picture here somewhere so you can see better. And I must bring attention to this too, because this was bought. Why is the Tonka Impériale in a B bottle and not in the classic cylindrical, not cylindrical, but rectangular bottle, the one that was just phased out? It's because in the boutiques of Paris, there are many, but the ones we went to were the 68, the 68 and the Champs-Élysées, and the Place Vendôme. Not Place Vendôme, it's close to the square, it's very close. They offer fountains, pretty much most of their perfumes in fountain option. I will link, not link, but I will add a photo so you can see the fountain and what I mean. It's just a big jug, glass jug, where you can choose whatever perfume you like into different sizes and color bees too. I have many different colors I will show you sometime. This was the blue bottle. They have pink, they have blue, they had yellow. There were many other bottles that you can choose. Also clear and gold. They're beautiful. You choose different sizes: 125 ml, 250, 500 ml, and 1 liter. So that's how we did it. And it's always cheaper buying the B bottle as opposed to the 75 ml that used to be sold in the past. Okay, so let's go to the perfumes. This is the one from 2017. I normally spray all over myself, but since I am doing a comparison today, I will just spray each on my hand so I can compare them. This spray is much more powerful than the Travel Atomizer. All right. The alcohol is still dissipating. But they're very, very similar, pretty much. To me, I'm not a professional trained nose, or I'm not a chemist or anything like that. So to my untrained nose and to my simple man's nose, they smell pretty much the same, like exactly the same. Do I get the Tonka aspects of the being in here? Yes, absolutely. It's I do get the bitterness. At first spray, it's very fresh. I would say the bergamot and all the citrus notes, which I don't think there are that many in here. There's something herbal too. I don't remember what is the note that's listed on Fragrantica, but there's something green, slightly herbal that it's a really what is it I'm trying to say? The herbal touch is a very good match with the bitterness of the Tonka. It kind of balances it out. Okay, but now comparing these two again, there's something, the freshness that exists in the new bottle that I just bought, it's not really that present in here. There's something, it's a bit heavier, this one. I wouldn't say stronger. It's not stronger, that's not what I mean. Just a bit heavier. So what do I smell? I'm just going to smell, I could keep switching between them both, it's fine, I guess. It has this ambery feeling, ambery vibe with a lot of tonka over it. So it is it nutty? Yes, I do get that nuttiness of the tonka bean in here. It's quite delicious. It's almost like I'm chewing, I'm biting on a tonka bean, but not as bitter. There is as light bitterness to the perfume, which is what I think keeps this so interesting to me, because this is the bean which I just tried, and I do get a lot of the tonka bean in here for real. And yes, it's beautiful. It's, if you like, I would even suggest there's Angelica in here, but I'm not 100% sure of that. Oh, I must say this is a creation by Thierry Vasseur, and from 2010. This perfume came out in 2010 for the La Matière collection, and so it is a gourmand, sweet, but perfectly sweet to me. It's perfectly balanced with the bitterness, and there's some green touches to this too. So to me, this is a gorgeous interpretation of tonka bean, because it's very realistic to the bean, but not as bitter as the bean is. It just extracted all the beautiful aspects of the tonka bean and amped it up and kept the bitterness down, and I love it. It's a bit. I do get tobacco. It's a tiny little bit of tobacco in here. So ambery, nutty, sweet from the nut, and smoky tobacco. It's just beautiful. It's not sticky. It's not heavily sweet. It's just perfectly balanced to me. In comparison with Fève Délicieuse from Dior, because they do get compared a lot. I have both. I also have Fève Délicieuse. Fève is sweeter. To me, it doesn't have that bitterness that Tonka Impériale has. To me, Fève Délicieuse focus more on the sweet side of it, and while it's the bean as a whole, with the bitterness and everything else to it. It's almost like it's almost like this texture. Indeed, it's soft, but you can see that it has the grooves in it, and it's glossy, but it's not sticky. It's not super sweet. It's not sickening. It's just like this. It's perfect. I really love this perfume. Now my last part of the video. I feel that it's unfair to compare these two, because there is a slight difference to them. But why? I must say why I think that is. It's because this bottle is 4 years old. And it has not been in a spray bottle like the original bottle. It's not in an airtight container from factory. First, the bottle came from factory. I know they go to the store in sealed containers, and they're transferred to the big urns, to the big bottles that they have then. To then be transferred to this bottle. So we're talking about, there was some air infusion from when they transferred to the bottles that come from factory to the glass bottles that stay in store, that are not 100% percent protected from the light because they stay in clear bottles, clear glass. So there is some exposure to that, but I do not think that this exposure is enough to change anything. I don't know how long this stay in store, but this has been in my house for 4 years, been used, exposed to air. So it has been oxidizing for 4 years. This not. This one it's a brand new. Barely any oxidation happened to it. So the top notes are still very fresh. They're still intact. They're still perfect. So it's, if you ask me, is there any difference between them? I would say yes, because of the oxidation process that happened in the bottle that I have from 2017. The opening doesn't smell exactly, not opening. The opening does smell quite similar, but now in the dry down, I notice a difference. It's like the spark that exists in the most current one doesn't really exist anymore in the 2017. But apart from that, they smell exactly the same. To what I feel in comparing these two is that the one from 2017 has suffered because of oxidation and time, and it has lost a spark that exists in this one, in the most current one. Apart from that, they're both the same to me. So, and that's how I feel in general when it comes to comparing new bottles to vintage, let's say. Comparing a bottle that's 60 years old to a bottle that was made this year, it's very unfair to me. I know many perfumes go through changes and reformulations and all of that. I'm very aware of that, but not every reformulation is horrible. Not every reformulation changes the perfume to a level that we will detect a huge difference. I do not believe that. But yes, are they the same? Yes. This is 4 years old. It's been exposed to air. As you can see, like there was this much left here today before I transferred to the atomizer. So still, like, it's been sitting here being loved for 4 years, and I will actually finish this one first, the one from 2017 first, before I start using this, because I love how complete the one from 2021 is, meaning it has all the notes still intact, as opposed to the one from 2017 that is now missing the sparkles that should have. But I don't have any problem with this. It still smells very much similar to the one. Yeah, they're pretty much identical, with the only exception that I've been mentioning for the last few minutes. So this was my take on Tonka Impériale from Guerlain, an old batch to the most recent one and most recent bottle. Oh, and I should show you the box too. This is the box for the individual bottle. It comes like this. It's better quality than the one I had before, the duo for Blue Cherry and Senz'Alba Rosa. It's more, it's sturdier. It has a cutout in the bottom, in the box, I mean, that holds the bottle in place, so it doesn't jiggle. And same in the bottom here, it has the GG logo and the information in the back. So yeah, this is it. I hope you liked it. If you did like it, consider giving a thumb up, consider subscribing if you like what I'm doing, and if you do subscribe, click that notification bell so you get notified of my future videos. And I hope you have a great morning, day, afternoon, evening, night, wherever you are in the world, and the world needs more beauty.